So question number 6. A thin crescent moon is sometimes visible in the sky around dawn and dusk. Imagine you're standing somewhere on the Earth at the time of one of the equinoxes, around March 21st or September 21st. You see a crescent moon close to the horizon. Match the pictures with times and locations and write the number of the pictures in the boxes. So essentially what an equinox is when the equator, the Earth equator, lies in the same plane as the middle of the sun. This is going to be sun. When it lies in the same plane, the equinox happens. When that happens, both northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere are going to be lit up equally. There's going to be equal amount of sunlight on both sides. Well, approximately equal. There is going to be some variations, but that's roughly how it is. So we want to determine how will the moon look during the equinox from all of those points. So at first, let's look at the northern hemisphere. Essentially, let's say there is a sunset over here. So this part of the Earth is dark. Let's just color it in. And this part of the Earth is the light part. And let's say we're standing at the moment where there is about to be a sunset. So let's say over here. How we're going to look at the sun is we're going to use this vector, this direction. If you want to see the sun, you have to look in that direction. Why it's important is because you're going to be looking towards the equator to see the horizon. What that means is because you're looking south, your east and west are going to be swapped, because you're looking south towards the equator. And sun rises from east to west, no matter where you are on Earth. So in the sunrise for the dawn, for this example, the sun is going to be starting to rise up right over here below the horizon. And it says we see a crescent moon close to the horizon, so the moon is somewhere here, right? So if we draw a moon here, we can see that over here the sun is going to be highlighting this part of the moon. So that's going to be number 3 for A. The same thing goes for the sunset. So once again, if we have sunset over here, it's at the west point, and the sun is already almost below the horizon. We're going to have a moon over here. It's going to be lit at this part. So it's going to form the shape of 1. So over here, it's choice number 3. Over here, it's choice number 1. Now, if we look at the southern hemisphere, we're going to be doing the same thing, only now we're going to be facing the equator again, but now we're facing north, partially. So our east and west is actually as they are. East on the right, west on the left. Same thing gonna happen. So in the morning, in the dawn, we're gonna have sun rising up on the east, and the moon is gonna be somewhere here on the horizon. So it's gonna light up this part of the moon, which is number 1 over here. And similar thing will happen to the dusk. So we're just essentially swapping from the northern hemisphere because we're looking different direction. Here we're facing south, here we're facing north. And the last case of this is on the equator. So equator is interesting because it's a little bit different. Let's imagine we're standing at the equator during morning. So this is Earth again, and this is the dark part of Earth. You're going to be looking this way to see the sun, to see the horizon and the sun. And as Earth goes on, the sun gonna illuminate more and more the equator. If you do a thought experiment in your head, you will see that's how it actually looks like from Earth. Is that the sun goes from below the horizon in the morning, then it goes up all the way over your head. When it's in zenith, it's going to be right over the head, over your head. That's going to be middle of the day. And then it's going to go back down. So considering we can only see the moon in the dusk or the dawn, during both of those times, sun is going to be below the horizon. So the moon is going to be lighten up in this direction. It's going to be at the bottom. You're going to see some light. And so this is answer number 2 for both of them, because both dawn and dusk, the sun is going to be in the same place. And this is it.